What do you guys think of my shirt? I dug this out. It's been a while since I've worn it.
Ooh, bacon.
Fallout was one of those games that like I didn't know about for a long time. Like I had never played the first two games when I was younger.
A long, long time ago.
I knew the image of a guy in power armor, and I knew the slogan "War never changes." That's all I really knew. And then one day I was at a party, and one of our friends was asking me, "Hey, have you ever played Fallout?" And I was like, I'm only vaguely familiar with it." And he was like, "You must play it." And the next time I saw him, he had Fallout 3 for me. And I played it. It was so much fun. I loved it. I started like going down a wiki walk, learning about the lore because it seemed like just such an interesting take on, you know, retrofuturism and everything. And just the I love their bizarre sense of humor combined with like really poignant moments of seriousness and everything. I always love it when something like, you know, like say Futurama, for instance, can be goofy and satirical, but still actually good sci-fi at the same time.
Hey, what? Did someone say I'm great?
And when they first were talking about this series, I figured it was going to be an anthology because when I was thinking about how would you do a TV show for Fallout, when you think about it, the games kind of are essentially an anthology. That's what I thought they were going to do. It was just sort of like a thing where they're either we're going to have a different lone wanderer for each season if they decided to do more than one season and follow sort of like an overarching story for that person, or that they were going to have one person but just basically sort of floating through a bunch of different stories set in the Wasteland. But I don't know. Going from the trailer, it looks like that second option might be what they did, except they went with maybe an ensemble cast and it'll be a group following an adventure, which was great because that means that, well, it suggests that we're going to get found family trope, which is one of the best tropes in all of fiction.
Forever the optimist.
The first episode of Fallout is entitled The End, which is fitting. I think I know exactly what that's all about because I remember in the trailer that we saw something I didn't expect us to see, which was the actual moment of the bombs dropping.
Cloud is smaller than your thumb. Now you run for the hills.
And if it's bigger than your thumb?
I'm not sure the thumb thing is accurate, but it's an interesting idea. I grew up in the DC area, so our education on nukes was very, very simple. If you're outside and you see the flash, don't worry about it. You're done. Anything that would happen in the DC area would be a big enough bomb that it would destroy literally everything. That's ground zero.
All right, one piece of cake coming up from my favorite cowgirl.
Is it your thumb or mine?
Shit, that's powerful.
It's smoke, Janie. It's just a fire.
Nah, dude, there was a flash. That would be a gigantic fire. Wow. That would absolutely happen. I like what they're doing with the music right now. It's very consistent with some of the cinematic themes from the game. Wow.
Science skills. Obviously, mine are nothing compared to my dad's, but I always.
Oh my God, are we going through?
Speech skills? My primary passion is teaching American.
They're giving us her character stats. I don't know why I get such a kick out of like giant title cards, but I love giant title cards for some reason.
You're weird.
You know, I'm already sitting here trying to figure out what experiment Vault-Tec was running in this one.
Were you scared when you married Mom?
Me? Terrified.
Trying not to think too much about the fact that Kyle MacLachlan is too established an actor and like go down the rabbit hole of wondering what he's in this story for. Oh, this is interesting. I don't think we've ever seen this before in any of the games. Vaults that had a direct connection to each other.
Messing around with your cousin, it's all well and good for kids, but it's not a sustainable long.
Oklahoma.
That's racist.
When blight hit our wheat, we lost a lot of good people. But this trade will help us get back on our feet.
Is this going to be a trade? This feels like a takeover. I'm suspicious. I'm suspicious, guys. Like, look how hungry he is. And Vault 32 was talking about the impact that a famine was having on them, and they're seeing all this abundance in 33. I'm smelling an invasion.
We don't know much about what's up there. Desperation, violence.
Maybe part of this is the casting. She feels like Central Casting's idea of a villain.
To Lucy McLean, and to this marriage, and to hope.
Okay, here's the other shoe. Time to drop it. Something bad definitely is about to happen. And they keep focusing on her. That's her brother, right? So I'm guessing he's a turncoat.
Okie dokie.
Well, she's game. They're doing a really good job of telling us who she, like what kind of person she is. They're doing a lot of good show, don't tell. All right, so just when you go and have a meeting with the overseer of 32 and discuss your sudden but inevitable betrayal. Or maybe he's suspicious as to what caused the blight. She's like, yeah. What's his deal, though? He doesn't seem nearly as excited as she is. You guys know what really always hooks me is what?
I don't know.
A mystery. And this is starting to definitely get the mystery juices going.
Gross.
Uh-oh. So this is a vault that's collapsed. Yeah, the signs of just complete ravenousness.
That's a made-up word.
So 32 had already been taken over by raiders. Wow, he's strong.
This was the best day of my life.
Yeah, she's not gonna be an easy mark, bro. First kill. Be the first time for it to happen inside the vault before you leave. At least wait, hold on. Did I kill anybody before leaving the vault at number 3? I don't think so. Oh shit. Establishing her as somebody who does not quit no matter what. Just shoot him, yeah. Oh, she grabbed a trank gun. Well, that was all that they left, of course. That makes sense. The raiders wouldn't be interested in trank guns. Raiders are so short-sighted. Their lives are so transitory. They don't have any long-term planning skills.
Are you sure?
I love how they're spoofing the concept of starter weapons. Because you always start out the games with like some pathetic, useless weapon. You have to figure out how to make work. He's still alive? Inconceivable! Double tap. There you go. Triple tap. One must make sure. It's being drowned in a pickle vat. It's interesting how they framed this sequence.
You look like your mother.
Interesting. I like the little mini subversion there, not having it go off when we expected it to.
Rotor.
A circuit. The ability to defend yourself is but one part of your training.
I don't think we ever got any insight into the training of the Brotherhood. This must be something from 4, because I don't remember seeing a sect of the Brotherhood that was this well equipped. Unless this is something that they just recently managed to reclaim. Power armor was always my goal. They sunk my battleship. Oh, it's Michael Emerson's character. So the Brotherhood's going to be hunting him.
Nothing gets past you, Einstein.
All right, what's in there? Because I see a bunch of flies. Oh, it's a latrine. Pretty good way of doing it, actually. Tires with a toilet seat on it. I remember when I would go camping, we had what we called the Oscar. It was an ammo can that we had mounted toilet seat too.
This was my idea. He
You're
didn't
being
want...
summoned. Come with me.
There are rules and then there are rules. Some rules they kind of expect you to break. I love how they thought about the ways in which people would sort of adapt certain old behaviors, like how they're playing a version of basketball that uses bricks. That's how you do world building. Who just got promoted?
A bunch of us were chosen to get anointed.
It's all fun and games until you encounter your first Merclaw.
The what now?
Wait, is it Merclaw? No, not Merclaw. Deathclaw. There we go. I still remember the first time I encountered a Deathclaw. Holy crap. That was like one of the most pants-shittingest moments I've ever had in gaming. They make those early encounters with the apex predators in the Wasteland really memorable. Are you serious? Who would go that far? It better not have been you, bro. Wow. Wow. Like it never even happened.
We can spare 4 people from farm duty for up to 2 weeks, even with our dwindled numbers.
Sorry, Lucy, but...
That was a direct reference to Fallout Shelter. You have to, like, decide who's going to go on missions, and it tells you, like, how long they're going to be away and all that kind of stuff. That was fun.
But our first priority has to be to maintain the security of this vault. That means not opening any of our doors.
I mean, that is true. However, you should also send out a search party. You can do both. And lose your head. That was suspicious.
How's your day going?
Yeah, how's your day?
As everyone else's.
He's an awkward lad.
I'm going with you.
No, you're not, buddy. Oh, she hit you with the old rope-a-dopey. She saved your life. You don't have it in you.
That'll the same to you if you try to follow me.
I'm too chicken. Thanks.
Talk about making the most out of a small bit of screen time. That guy is really good.
Young lady, come back here right away.
You take one more step, young lady, and I'll turn this vault around. I laughed at that in the trailer, too. I like the very first thing that greets her when she steps outside. A bunch of freaking human bones. And this tells a story, too, because it's like, I bet a bunch of these probably aren't even new. Like, you look at their arrangements. They're probably people who were hoping to be let into the vault. Yep, because these are folks that were hit by blast waves. I wonder if we're going to see a bunch of shadows on the walls. One of the craziest things I ever heard about, like the bombings of Nagasaki and Hiroshima, were that the shock waves had so much force that they actually embedded blades of grass into concrete walls, like inches deep.
That's what she said!
Why did you join the Brotherhood?
To hurt the people who hurt me?
Are we riffing on that Indiana Jones movie right now?
Do you know who did it?
Was it you?
No.
I really hope it wasn't you, dude. That would be so messed up. Wow. They brought out the big guns to intimidate him.
I didn't do it. I did not.
Why does it feel almost like they want him to have done it?
Are you? Weak?
I don't want to be.
Did you do it or not? Like, are you just scared right now and feeling guilty because you wanted something bad to happen, or did you actually do it?
Even if it means giving my own life, I'll do it.
It's interesting how he's modulating his voice. The casting department did fucking great work.
You will be Knight Titus, new squire.
That feels like we got our answer. I guess he did do it.
Narrowed it down to any one of those assholes.
Wow, they're freaking kids.
I told him you wouldn't hurt a fly.
Well, we all know he would hurt him. He would hurt a fly. The question is, would he hurt his friend? Wow. My read of that scene was, it was him. They knew it was him and are still okay with it. Wow. Oh, wow. He's like, I'm so hardcore, I don't need no leather strap. You should have taken the strap, buddy.
Nah, feels good.
What the heck is that?
Is that dog meat? Wow. Yeah, my friend, I expect that excitement to be burned off pretty quick. Pretty quick. It was him. Okay, I think I get it now. It was him that did it. He was hoping that he'd get the bump up. And we need a definitive answer to that. That's gonna drive me crazy. Junk cannon.
Pedro has our friend dug up once a year, cuts some pieces off and puts him right back in the ground.
Oh, that's messed up. Was they harvesting a ghoul?
He's a godforsaken mutant. Have some respect. That's your prospective co-worker.
Have some respect. Oh my god, this would be such a nightmare. Not only trapped in a box, but trapped in a box for centuries. I love how they're filming this like a horror movie.
Wow, is this an Amish production of the Count of Monte Cristo? Or this is the weirdest circle jerk I've ever been invited to.
Who's inviting you to circle jerks, my dude?
Jealous. Somebody made a run from the Enclave.
Oh, what makes you think I'd give a good goddamn about that?
Whoever's waking him up is filling him in on what's going on in the world. How does he even know about the Enclave?
How about we put you right back in that hole so Don Pedro can have his fun with you for the next 30 years?
Don't make threats. This is how you get off on the bad foot.
I do this shit for the love of the game.
Oh my god, is he gonna imprison that? Dude, you could have at least tried to avoid that. You need to fight. Because I have a feeling that he's planning to put you in that box. As someone who's been trapped in a box, you do not want to be in a box.
Jesus Christ.
Oh. Didn't even bother taking that chicken. Chicken laughing at the end. That was definitely a solid opener. They did a really good job of introducing our three main characters, giving us some mystery elements, because we have like, what's the deal with the villain that attacked Vault 33? And obviously has a connection with Lucy's family. That means more's going on with her father then probably than she realizes. We still don't know what experiment Vault Tech was running with 33 because we know there's got to be something. We got our introduction to now Squire Maximus. I'm guessing the question of whether or not, like the definitive answer anyway, of whether or not he's the one that sabotaged his friend is going to be something that will be, reserved for a later big reveal kind of moment, like Crisis of the Soul kind of thing. And obviously we got the capstone here ending with the character we started with, introducing our intelligent ghoul. So I'm definitely expecting a found family.
Oh, my sweet summer child.
And of course, the other mystery. We have Michael Emerson's character, whoever he's playing, who has escaped from the Enclave. And I'm guessing is carrying some sort of information or is heading somewhere to do something. And I'm guessing the Enclave is the group that put out the bounty on him. So clearly whatever he's up to is something they don't want to happen. Now, if I remember correctly, typically the Brotherhood and the Enclave don't quite get along because they have like different ideas about what the future should be like. And also, I'm not 100% sure if the Enclave is unified, across the entirety of what's left over of the United States. I know that they imagine themselves as being the continuation of the U.S. government, but the U.S. is gigantic, so I would imagine that different Enclave groups might not be 100% in sync with each other. I mean, I'm not even sure if they communicate with each other. I know that typically they have the most advanced technology, though, and the relationship between them and Vault Tech was strong. So they should be the biggest threat overall, typically. So Goofy game things I kind of hope we see. I hope we get to see some sort of real like conceptualization of the VAT system, just because I'm just curious to see how they would do that in a show. And I hope we get to see the Fat Man.
Look in the mirror, bro.
That was like my all-time favorite weapon. It wasn't the weapon I like to use the most. It was just my favorite because watching it do its thing was always fun. The weapon I mainly carried though was the repeating laser rifle, because once you get that thing is great. Especially if you have power armor too, you can couple it with. And I'm hoping that we get to see aliens. Like, just because that'd be so stupid, and I would love it. Just like at the very least, we need to get some Easter eggs about the aliens. Let me know what you guys thought of the show in the comments down below. As always, be careful of spoilers. Do your best to stay safe and be well. Join me for the rest of the season, and I will see you for episode 2. Bye-bye.
What?